Zotiac's been in the underground for almost 6 years. He's been consistently putting out projects, consistently working, consistently putting out singles, and has amassed a huge following all independently. And not only this, but he's also undergone flow changes from screamo to horrorcore, and he's now settled on trap. And hopefully in this video I'll be able to give you an understanding of how he got here, what led him to this point, what got him interested in music, that kind of thing. Although Zotiyac was technically born in Kansas City, he eventually ended up moving to Las Vegas around the 4th grade. He moved here with his mom and his stepdad, and they were mostly just trying to escape a bad situation. It was around this time period that Zotiyac actually found out that he enjoyed writing poems and making these different rhymes for his friends to enjoy and for him to enjoy, and from there he basically just didn't stop.
I hate to ask the corny cliche interview question, but how'd you start rapping?
It was really just some shit that came off me, like writing poems and shit. Like once I found out what a poem was, and like that some of them rhyme, some of them don't.
Right.
I'll write both of them. I just like making them rhyme.
While he was still attending school around 2015, he ended up making a J. Cole remix to the song A Tale of Two Cities. Zotiyac talks about this being the first time he ever got some kind of clout or any kind of popularity off a song, and he ended up reposting it to SoundCloud where it got even bigger. The whole time he was actually not even going by Zotiyac. Around this time he was going by his actual name, which was Cortez Young, but he eventually got his name Zotiyac by flipping his back 3 initials. Later on, around late 2016, he ended up joining a collective called Midnight Society. Midnight Society is filled with a bunch of underground OGs like Antidote, Kamiyata, Fuck It, a bunch of different guys. Even though Zotiyac was a part of this group, Zotiyac never really socialized with any of these guys. He never really became friends with any of them. He kind of just did it for music. And a lot of the reason that Zotiyac never really meshed with these guys is because Zotiyac isn't really known for being a social person.
You're always quarantined.
Yeah, I ain't have no problem with none of that shit happen. You feel me? Like even the little amount I be outside, I still be in the cut. Like I'm cool.
Why are you like that?
I don't know, dog. It's not that I'm not sociable. Like, you feel me? I fit into a lot of groups. You feel me? Like, but I just rather not. Because most of the time, that's probably what it is. Most of the time, I don't feel right. You feel me? Or I don't feel good. Like,
it wasn't until later on where he found a different collective run by Swersy, and also dropping a collaboration track with Swersy called Misbehaving.
Just let me out the cage, now these pussies don't say shit. I take your blood and I face it.
And this collab track eventually led Zotiyac to join Icy Rodden, which is a collective with Swersy, Downtime, Apollo the Gemini, and a couple other guys. And this is when Zotiyac really took on that horrorcore theme. Zotiyac ended up dropping a total of 4 tapes all throughout 2016 to 17. Those 4 tapes including, but not limited to, Arcane, And We All Die, Hangnail, Contaminated, and Lost Language. And from what I can find, Lost Language is where Zotiyac really starts to showcase his new style, featuring Lick Hose, Unleashing Some, Torture, which all these tracks are still very popular to this day. And this kind of set the foundation for his next project. Blackball ended up dropping June 9th, 2018. Although it was only 12 tracks long, it ended up being a fan favorite. Best tracks in my opinion are Exposed, Gamble, and Amen. This project was not only a fan favorite, but it also proved how consistent Zotiyac could be. And he was consistent, because the next project he dropped was Collateral Damage. Collateral Damage dropped a year later, and it's by far his best work in my opinion. Although it's only 10 tracks long, every single track on this album is just crazy. This album has Out of My Fiber, has Auto Pistols, it has Pull a Piss, it has basically every good Zotiyac song. Obviously I mean my own favorite Zotiyac songs, but you know what I mean. Zotiyac continued to be just as consistent by dropping literally 4 months later. The name of this album is Show and Tell, and it was 14 tracks long and was arguably as good as Collateral Damage. This album had a whole track list of a bunch of good different songs. My personal favorites were CPR2, London Lipton, and Fucked Up. After this, Zotiyac went on to drop 3 different projects in 1 year. And those 3 projects being On My Way to Hell 1, Wham, and On My Way to Hell 2. On My Way to Hell 1 is my least favorite of these 3 projects. It still had a couple of highlight tracks like Glockiana and Norma Bates, but most of the track, I don't know, I just didn't really like it too much. Wham was a crazy project. This is my favorite out of the 3. It was 10 tracks long. It had a bunch of different good tracks. It had Hunt It, Fix It, Chewy Vic, basically most of everything on this project was good. And the final project of the year was On My Way to Hell 2, which was significantly better in my opinion than On My Way to Hell 1. I don't know what it was about this one, but this one just had better beat selection. I don't know, I feel like his flow was better, just a bunch of different good things. The highlights of this one was Ghost Riding, Smoke Him, 4 Stars, there's a bunch of different good ones. And as far as recency goes, this is his most recent projects that he's dropped. I mean, obviously, if you drop 3 projects in a year, I'm not going to expect too much more out of you. But that doesn't technically mean he dropped off the face of the earth. He's dropped over 44 singles in the past year alone. And if you like Zotiyac, you basically got like 40 different songs on a playlist. They were all consistently good. How consistency's been with projects, singles, songs, music videos, everything. He's grown like 90K monthly listeners in like the past 6 months to a year. Even had a song he did with Young Bambi a while back blow up on TikTok, which was good for him. Everything's basically heading in a north direction. I'm super excited to see how his career pans out. I think Zotiac's really only getting started. Even though he's already been in the game for 5 years, he's still so young and has plenty of time left to develop a sound and get even better. And that just about sums it up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I did as much research as I could. Most of my research came from like a wiki and interviews. I'll link those in the description. Sorry for how monotone I am. It's a bit late at night, you know, But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you watched to the end, thank you. And drop a sub, comment, like, let me know I should do better. And peace.